Yeah, I mean, what if we use like more GIFs and pop culture references? I don't know. It'll be an experiment.
All right, let's dive into the topic of faith, a topic that's easy and controversy free. Now, faith to me was certainty, walls built from unshakable truths, but let's be honest, walls are less about faith and more about fear, like spiritual bubble wrap. Sure, it makes you feel safe, but it also restricts you from movement toward a deeper faith. You see, faith grows not in a museum of scowling statues of old guys looking down their noses at you to tell you that you're sinful and worthless, but instead in the awkward, cringy tension between doubt and trust. Now look at the Bible. It's full of people wrestling with God, questioning Him, and sometimes giving Him a straight-up side-eye. Job, Moses, David, all very human men who all seemed at one time or another to be angry or have issues with God Himself. Even Jesus seemed to have doubt when He asked, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Questioning our faith may very well feel like trying to tickle a shark. It's dangerous, rebellious, and likely to end badly. And I too was told that leaving the faith of my upbringing meant my life would spiral into darkness, despair, and presumably an unhealthy addiction to sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Spoiler alert, only one of those things happened. Yes, questioning my faith was terrifying, but it freed me to see things for what they were, and ironically, it made the stories, accounts, and letters of the Bible more real and less abstract. For example, let's take Paul. If the apostles were a boy band, Paul would be the one with the solo career. He was brilliant, but let's face it, he was the guy who started every sentence with, "well, actually." I thought that faith meant I had to take everything Paul said as a command, but because of his pharisaical take on things, and he was a Pharisee, it made his words a bit bitter. But once I removed the idea of Paul from the crystal display case on a pedestal behind a velvet rope, a display that men put him in, suddenly I could see the human that he was. And once I could see that humanity, warts and all, I could see and understand his passion, his ingenuity, his brilliance. Without Paul, Christianity might have just been a small club meeting in Peter's basement. Speaking of Peter, Peter is that friend that you are constantly saying, "oh, bless his heart," whenever he comes up in conversation. Impulsive, emotional, often unsure of himself. He's the guy who would be the first of your friends to jump from a cliff into a swimming hole head first. The one who would immediately rush into a situation to aid his friend or his sibling, and the first to spill the beans to mom and dad. But when Peter snubbed his nose at Gentile Christians, Paul called him out on it, and Peter seems to have taken the correction. Peter, a direct and original apostle of Jesus himself, the apostle that Jesus said he would build his church on, took correction from the Johnny-come-lately apostle, and he grew because of it. That took humility. That's the kind of faith I aspire to, open to being wrong, even when it's painful. However, that doesn't mean I'm just going to listen to anything and everything that people say or write in the comment section. We all must use the filter of love, justice, and mercy to test if the fruit of our understanding is good or rotten. Because those words, no matter how passionately spoken, authentically believed, or yelled in all caps, if it's given without love first, it's worthless. According to Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1, if I speak in the tongues of men or of angels but do not have love, I'm only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. Questioning isn't heresy, it's participation. And debates between Christians or debates with other faith traditions or atheists, it's not a threat to my faith, it's like debating pineapple on pizza. We may never agree, but let's have the conversation anyway. I just want to get to know you. Faith, like life, isn't easy. It's swimming in a river with a strong current. If you float passively, you'll crash into the rocks. Fight against it, you'll exhaust yourself. But engage with the current and float where you can, swim where you need to, and you'll find your way. And God, I believe He doesn't abandon us. He just knows we're capable of more, like a dad who loves when his kids ask him to help tie their shoes, but he also really hopes that they'll figure it out before they hit 30. Faith is about trying, failing, trying again, and realizing that no one has it all really figured out. And honestly, that's the best part. I'm John DeHoyas. Peace, love, and tortillas.